name is Brodhecker from Brodhecker Farm. We're here at one of our operations today getting ready to receive about 700 baby broiler chicks. They're coming in. We're going to be talking about setting up the pen for them and showing you when they first come and the things you want to do. There's been a lot of interest in backyard poultry. This has been a topic that a lot of people aren't very knowledgeable about. So we're trying to give you as much exposure and detail on how to set up and how to prepare for those newborn chicks. Even though we're going to raise our chicks on a free-range basis, we need to start them out in a controlled environment where they're safe, healthy, and in a sterile area that we can observe them as they're starting out. Come on in. Okay, so we came into our pen. We set up a pen that's a shape that doesn't have any square corners. If you notice over here, we've got the corners off at an angle. This prevents the chicks from piling in the corners and having them smother each other. So we want to look at our temperature between 90 and 95 degrees underneath the heat lamps. And you could adjust the height to get the proper temperature where the thermometer sets. The room temperature should be between 75 and 85 degrees. And then we need to start looking at their water supply. There's no need to put the food in at this time. If the chicks were shipped, they may be a little dehydrated. You want them to learn where their water is first. After about 2 hours, then you can start with the food. So we're ready to bring our chicks in and let them loose. First 100 chicks, they come 100 to a crate, and you can just gently shake them out. We just want to make sure they're all moving and good. Now these guys will start bouncing around here pretty soon. They'll find the heat source if they're cold. If they're warm, they'll stay out away from the light. Make sure they're all up and running and doing good. Out, we want to make sure we spread them out so that they don't pile up in any one spot. As you see, some of them are already starting to go for the water. They're already looking for things to eat and drink. This group came right from the hatchery, so these chicks were hatched today. Like I said, you always want to start with just water. And no food until they get used to their pen and their water. I'm going to wait about an hour, and then we'll go ahead and put the food in here, and they'll start eating right away. We put these chicks in here about 30 minutes ago. We've got a lot of them still running around and loosened up, but when you go over to where our heat source is, you see a lot of them clustered very tight. That tells me the room temperature is not high enough. I'm going to go get about 2 more heat lamps in here to give them a little more heat source and a little more room to spread out under the heat. If you don't have enough heat, they'll pile too high and you'll lose a bunch of chicks.
Okay.
Chicks have been in here about an hour and a half to 2. It's time to put some food in with them. We're using a slide top feeder. I'm going to fill it all the way to the top and put the cover on it. That prevents them from going into the feed. Or if they do, it gives them something to climb on. And we'll set it in between the waters, out away from the heat. If you look over at this one, they've already started eating it. Now that the birds are settled in, let's review what we did. We got our pen prepared, we got the shavings down, established our light and temperature in the room. The light's strictly for heat. We're going to use natural daylight for the time that they need to stay awake. We set up their waters and put the chicks in for about an hour to 2 hours just on water. Then we went ahead and put the food in, and as you can see, they're already starting to eat at the food. And we're going to head on out now and let them do their thing and let them rest.